We said goodbye to Nala, gave her some huge cuddles, and then drove to the airport and prepared ourselves for an 18-hour trip through Istanbul, Turkey to Saigon in Vietnam. We were lucky with some extra leg space and I needed some chicken nuggets in Istanbul. We then arrived in Saigon and checked into our hotel. But before going to sleep, we went to a really nice rooftop bar for some fresh fruit juices and our first spring rolls. We can't wait for tomorrow to start exploring Saigon.
What are you doing, Tim?
I'm writing a postcard for my grandma in Germany.
In the biggest post office in Vietnam?
Yeah, and there's like special tables where you can sit down and write your postcard. It looks really nice.
So we just bought cords for our phone because here in Ho Chi Minh City they can steal your phone out of your hand. People warn us for that all of, and he's very nice. So you better get your phone on a cord if you don't want it to be stolen when you just walk around and take pictures. We found this really awesome, cute shop here in Saigon. Look at this, a Mr. Banh Mi. I know the Mr. Men book series, which has all these funny characters for kids, and it's really awesome. And they have their own Mr. Banh Mi here. You can't get this all over Vietnam, so you have to go to Saigon Kitsch, which is like a really nice shop. We're going to take home one of these bags. I don't know if this one, but we'll take it. Awesome.
saying all of the same stuff all over again. The same t-shirts and everything. Now it's changing. Now I also smell and see food.
I almost fell off my little tiny wobbly chair. Well, anyway, welcome to Vietnam.
Welcome.
This is our travel vlog, and we just arrived.
Xin chào.
Xin chào. Xin chào. Which is hello. Yeah, we had a nice trip. We came here. We were recognized on the airplane.
Long trip.
The host
By the stewardess, yeah.
We love your YouTube channel.
Don't you have YouTube?
Yeah,
Yes.
It was really funny.
Yeah.
But we love Vietnam so far, right?
Yes.
Oh, awesome experiences, and we're going to show you all in this little travel vlog. So I just let the images speak for itself, right? We can talk for a long time, but that's boring. My first pho in Vietnam. It's a really hot day, so having hot pho, I don't know, but we'll see.
So it was quite hard. I finally found a vegetarian dish here on the menu at this Chinese restaurant. So we're in Chinatown. And it was quite hard to find something because the whole menu was only in Vietnamese and Chinese. So we had to use Google Translate also to communicate with the waitress. And it took us quite some time to figure it out. But finally we found a dish with noodles and mushrooms, and it looks quite nice. So let's dig in.
We are in Japantown, and I just got hit by a hooker because I was just taking pictures and of the street or whatever, and of course a little bit of that as well. But so they are very angry, and one just hit me on the shoulder. And I understand that they don't want pictures taken. I understand that, of course, but yeah, I also think it's the street, and I want to capture like the spirit, because this is Japantown here in Ho Chi Minh City, and I have to say, it's a lot of restaurants, but also a lot of brothels with ladies outside trying to lure us in. So yeah, I haven't seen that in any Japantown so far.
After 3 amazing days exploring Saigon, it was time to head over to our next destination, the Mekong Delta, where we'll spend the night at a homestay. So we drove from Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, to the Mekong Delta, which was about 2.5 hour, 3 hour drive. And then there was a boat waiting for us, and the boat took us on to the Mekong River. As part of the tour, we first went to a local restaurant where there was a huge garden where they grew all these tropical fruits, like the durian, like jackfruit. And then we got to eat that fruit as well. And there was a little musical performance by some locals, which was the traditional folk music here, which is like little love stories or little stories about local life here in the Mekong Delta. So it was really cute. They had like some instruments and some local singing as we enjoyed the fruit that they grew there in the garden. And then the boat trip continued, and it was just really beautiful just to see so much of the hill area. And at one point we transferred onto smaller boats and drove more into the smaller areas of the Mekong Delta, which was beautiful. It felt like being in a jungle area with all of these banana plants and palm trees. It was really beautiful and also really calm because we had a lady rowing us, so it was super calm and quiet. And after that we got to a part where it was a little candy factory where they made popped rice, which is super nice to see. And the popped rice, it's just like popcorn, only they use sand to heat up the rice, because otherwise the rice will burn if you just put it in a pan or put it in a pan with oil. So then they add some flavors and they make it in those candy bars. So we actually got a few to take home and to eat here. And the boat trip ended in us getting to our homestay, which I'm at now, where we had some time to just hang and relax. There were hammocks there, it was really nice. And yeah, then we prepared dinner with the local family here. So we got to rasp some guave, to make some guave salad. And we even got taught how to roll the spring rolls, which is also very nice. And then we fried them over an open fire. And then yeah, we just enjoyed dinner, and yeah, we had a really nice time. Then it was time to go to bed because we were quite tired. And now we're woken up by the roosters and going to enjoy some breakfast. And then we're going back on the boat. It will take an hour to go back to where our bus is waiting. So yeah, it was a really nice experience. Yeah, just wanted to share it all with you.
So we're in the Mekong Delta local market, and this is by far the most intense market we've been to, because there are so many living animals, especially like living fish and also toads, which I've never seen before, and they just bind their legs so they can't jump away. So it's quite intense, especially for me as a vegetarian. I also got a little nauseous, so just quickly, let's go. Of course, the reason for this is that they sell everything fresh every day, so the next day it's all fresh again. It's nothing from the day before. So people go here like also probably every day to get their fresh fruit. That's the reason.
After arriving in Nha Trang, we explored the city by foot and started off at the Longsong Pagoda, a beautiful temple complex where Tim even needed to help the guard move around the donation box. We also visited the impressive white Buddha on top of the hill. We ended our night at a very local restaurant where it almost felt like sitting in someone's living room, but the food was nice and we had a great night. The next day, Tim joined the group for a boat trip and snorkeling excursion. He even managed to drop his glasses into the ocean, but luckily somebody found it a little while later. In the meantime, I wanted to explore the city some more and ended up at the main Catholic church in the center of town. And then worked my way down to the Ksom Moi market, where I even encountered some rats looking for some scraps of meat and fish laying around.
Cheers. Cheers. We just had the best massage. It was so good.
It was 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, it's more than enough, but now I want to.
Yeah, it was an aroma massage. It was really good. It was just, you have to be careful here because you hear a lot of those stories that people get trapped into a happy ending massage. Well, this was recommended by our guide.
But they really did like everything, aroma, hot stone, and they used the whole body. So there was, at one point, they were like, kind of like walking over you. It was really crazy.
Really awesome.
Really good.
Awesome.
For dinner, we found an amazing new hotspot called Bao Nong, and they offer so many amazing bao buns, and you can even have a menu sampling different baos to be filled by yourself, so you can combine all the different flavors and sauces, and let me just say, it was epic. But you'll have to check out our full best things to do in Nha Trang video to see all the details of the amazing food we had there. On our last day in Nha Trang, we started off visiting Ponagar, a beautiful old Hindu temple complex, which we just loved exploring. Then, as soon as we got back to the hotel, it was time for some relaxation on the beach. And let me tell you, the beach is beautiful there. They offer you fresh fruit. Of course, you have to pay for it, but it was really nice. We even had a pizza delivered to our bed at the beach. How cool is that? After a full afternoon at the beach, it was time to check out and say goodbye to Nha Trang.
We are preparing for the night train from Nha Trang to Hoi An, and I just got a bag filled with banh mi sandwiches, which are amazing, to get us through the 11 hours on the train. But it's a night train, so we'll sleep mostly, hopefully. But let's go to the train. Welcome aboard the night train. Here in Vietnam, traveling on a train is very common. A lot of people do it because if you want to go from Hanoi all the way to Ho Chi Minh City in the south, then it will take you 32 hours. We are only doing 11 hours here on this trip from Nha Trang all the way to Da Nang.
So we are on a night train from Nha Trang to Da Nang, and then we also, when we arrive at 6 a.m. in the morning, so we need to put the alarm to 5:30, and then we take the bus for about an hour or so to Hoi An, which will be our next stop for the next 3 nights. Quite excited to see what's going to happen, if I'm able to sleep, and how the noises and the movements are going to be during the night.
Welcome to Hoi An.
Welcome.
It's central
It's Harbor
Vietnam
City.
and the city of the lanterns.
We arrived in Hoi An at 7:30 in the morning. It was way too early to check into our hotel, so we just dropped off our luggage and then decided to get a banh mi sandwich for breakfast at Madame Khan, which is said to be the best and the first banh mi sandwich in Vietnam. And let me tell you, it definitely didn't disappoint.
Super moist. The flavor of the meat is so really awesome. Crunchy baguette, soft on the inside. The freshness of the cucumber and the herbs, and oh, this is really awesome.
After breakfast, we used the morning to explore the old French quarter of Hoi An, and it was stunning. Such beautiful architecture and colors. You can really see the French colonial influences, but also the Chinese, as there are so many temples and pagodas, and also traditional houses that you can visit from the inside. The streets along the river are beautiful as well, and we can't wait to see this all light up by night. Oh, and a quick tip, by the way, if you want to have tailor-made clothes, then just go into any of those shops in town, and the next day your new clothes will be finished. For lunch, we wanted to sink our teeth in the traditional and local popular dish called Cao Lao. And this is a fusion between Japanese udon noodles, French croutons, Chinese char siu, and Vietnamese herbs. And let me tell you, it was delicious. And Tim even found a perfect vegetarian version.
I'm very happy that I can taste this, because I thought it's not for me because there's pork in it normally. But lucky for me, they have a vegetarian of it. Oh, hot. Really nice. And this is the Japanese part, the thick udon noodles. Really nice. Really nicely spiced. The tofu is also really great. Really nice texture. Love it. Awesome.
So we made it to the hotel in Hoi An. So did we sleep much on the train? No. I think I only got a few hours of sleep, and Tim, well, same story for him. But it was an experience, and it's a local experience, so it's also something that you want to do when you travel to Vietnam. Right, Tim? Did you get much sleep in the train? No. But we're in Hoi An, and it's a beautiful town, so let's explore the City of Lanterns. Let's go. So we are at the theater in Hoi An at the Tay Dar show, which is a bamboo traditional show, right?
Yeah. performed by an ethnic minority group from the mountains.
Yeah.
After the show, we got outside of the theater and it was dark and the city was lit up and it was just like stepping into a fairy tale. It was so magical, so beautiful. People lighting lanterns to put in the water. There was a night market. It was really awesome to see. Next morning, we booked a cooking class, and the course kicked off at a local market where we got introduced to some new herbs and vegetables and fruits, which was awesome.
I just got a local dessert wrapped in banana leaves, and this is apparently coconut and green bean. Let's try. Really jelly, and the inside, yeah, it's really like a bean paste. It's not that sweet, but a little. Yeah, it's okay. It's nice. It's really jelly on the outside and very dry on the inside.
What was your favorite recipe that you learned today?
I think the sticky rice, the pink sticky rice with mango and dragon fruit, and oh, it was so nice.
That was
I
really
love
good.
it.
I love the new dipping sauce for the spring rolls because
Oh, that was great.
this was mind-blowingly
And there was all the ingredients in there we already know from back home.
strawberry, balsamic vinegar, and oil, pepper and salt, and it was
Sugar,
just
that's it.
sugar,
And
it
then
was
blended.
amazing. Awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
For the afternoon, we booked a bike tour outside of the city. And it was really awesome to just bike through all the villages, the local life, the rice fields, see people just going around their own business. And there were so many awesome kids that greeted us, waved at us. It was just a really awesome experience. We also saw people making mats to sleep on or making the traditional rice wine. And then our journey continued to the coconut village, where we went on a little round bamboo boat and drove through the coconut palm trees, which was really fun as well. Our bike trip ended with dinner at a local family where an 83-year-old man still makes the traditional rice noodles every day, day in and out, for the whole village and for people visiting the restaurant. I even got to try to make the rice paper myself, which later turns on to be the rice noodles that we ate for dinner, which was really nice, and it had a really nice special sauce and flavor to it. And then, at the end of the night, it was time to head over to a boat that took us back to our hotel. Early in the morning, a 1-hour bus trip took us to the beautiful Mison Sanctuary, an ancient Cham temple built centuries ago to worship the god Shiva. Back in Hoi An, after our Mison temple visit, we needed to buy our favorite new coconut candy cookies. They are amazing. Watch out for them if you are visiting Hoi An. And then it was time to find some lunch, and we had the white rose dumplings high on our list because this is the only place where you can actually buy these amazing dumplings filled with a mixture of pork, shrimp, and a secret spice mix.
Well, I love the spices of the mixture of pork and shrimp. Very tasty. But what I like as well is the texture of the dumpling, because it's definitely a different texture than the dumplings that I've had before. It's a little bit more gooey. The way it feels texture-wise is also different. So if you're in Hoi An, check out White Rose dumplings.
We also had the so-called crispy Hoi An pizza and an amazing dessert as well. But you'll have to check out the full Hoi An food video for all the details and all our reactions. So make sure to watch that after this video.
And since it's the City of Lights, of course you can do a
Lantern workshop.
And we did that as well. We just love doing new things. And since it's the city of the lanterns, we just didn't want to buy one, but we wanted to make our own.
It's nice that you still have like a classic or typical thing from this area. And we also love lamps and lanterns. And we want, you can make one for inside and for outside. We want to make something for our garden, so for the outside.
Yeah.
And then you have something special from here, but it's also custom made because you make it yourself.
Yeah.
Before going to Hue by bus, we made a stop at the Marble Mountains, which is just outside of Da Nang, and it is this beautiful mountainous area where there are so many pagodas, shrines, and temples to be explored. There is even a beautiful temple inside a cave. Stunning. A 3-hour bus trip took us to the Imperial city of Hue, where a dragon boat was waiting to take us to the famous Tien Mu Pagoda, a beautiful temple complex for us to explore.
So I'm at the market, the local market in Hue, and I just bought a tiny piece of fabric because I always love putting a little piece of fabric in a frame in our living room or whatever in our house as a type of souvenir and not just to have a picture in it. But the ladies here at the fabric part of the market, they were very confused because I only wanted a tiny bit, because 1 meter was not what I needed and it was quite expensive. So I just wanted a tiny slipper. So I just gave them money and saw what I would get with that, and it was really funny.
Today we're having the salted coffee, which is a specialty from Hue, where we also are now. And the coffee is like almost like half foam, and there's only a little coffee on the bottom, and you get the ice in a separate glass, so you can put in as much as you want. Ooh, really salty. It's like really like foam cream, but really, really salty. No, not too salty, but really salty. Like all the flavors together. It's really nothing like I've had before, but it really works. It's really, really amazing.
We also have a dinner tip for you, because in Hue you have to go to Quan Han restaurant, where you'll get like a tasting menu of all the local regional specialties, and let me tell you, it was amazing. You'll just have to check out the full food video to see what it was and what we ate, but yeah, it was really good. We need to get up very early tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, because we have a flight to Hanoi, and the karaoke is so popular here that we can't sleep because there's so much karaoke outside of our window.
Is it only karaoke?
Yeah, and there's also a guy announcing something which is on loop or something. It is what it is. Well, I'll put my earplugs in, hopefully I don't hear it that much. But they really love dramatic big songs here in Vietnam for karaoke. Anyway, yeah.
And like super loud.
Sleep tight. A 1-hour flight took us from Hue to Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, all the way in the north. It was a very rainy day. It drizzled at first, but then it started raining harder and harder. We did find our new favorite snack at King Roti, which you'll just have to check out the food video, but it is an amazing little bread bun thingy. And then we decided to go indoor. We first went to get the original egg coffee at Café Jiang, and then we went to the Harry Potter Cafe for some butterbeer and some other drinks. And after dinner, it was time to go back to the hotel because tomorrow we have a long bus trip awaiting us to go all the way to Sapa in the most northern part of Vietnam. In Sapa, we went on a full day hike through villages and rice fields, and we are just gonna let the footage do the talking. To return to our hotel after the hike, we hijacked a minibus full with Italian tourists. Once back in Sapa town, we enjoyed the sunset and then decided that we had a craving for burger with fries. So being the tourists that we are, we allowed ourselves a night without Vietnamese cuisine. And we enjoyed the burger, fries and drinks and the views over Sapa town by night. When we got back to our hotel, we decided that we really should give ourselves a full body massage after a long day of hiking. So that's what we did. We decided to do another massage after a really long day of hiking, which was beautiful. But my massage was not good at all. It was just like some amateur or something that she just kept making the same motions over my arms and my legs, and she got WhatsApp or phone messages all the time. So I was laying there and it would be like she would be massaging me with two hands and then would be like zzz, zzz, and then one hand would disappear. I was like, okay, so is she now responding to the messages? Yeah, apparently she was. And then she would continue with two hands and then another zzz, zzz, and then she would continue. It was really crazy. But yeah, that happens as well.
There we are climbing, or actually going by cable car, to the highest mountain of Vietnam or even Indochina, the Fancy Pan, which is, I think, more than 3,000 meter high. I don't know the exact number, but it's really beautiful here. There's also like a whole amusement park built around it, which is kind of strange, but also nice to see. But this is also gorgeous, at the back of the pagoda that is here. Nice view. It's really cloudy today, but it also gives something mysterious. I like it.
It was really stunning all the way at the top, but we forgot our coats, so we couldn't stay that long because it was freezing cold. The next morning, a 6-hour bus drive took us back all the way to Hanoi. The scenery along the way was beautiful, well, that is, if you were able to keep your eyes open.
So we had a rest stop on our way back to Hanoi, and we saw this amazing waffle being made here, fresh, on the spot. It's a regular corn flour waffle, but it has cinnamon, condensed milk, black sesame seeds, and a little bit of sugar as well. Especially the cinnamon and the condensed milk. Oh. Super simple, but so lovely. And they are called bankenon. Bankenon. Really, really good. I love it. So if you see these anywhere, get your hands on them. Really good.
We were back in Hanoi around 3 p.m. and headed over to Banh Mi 25 for a really nice sandwich. This spot is a favorite amongst tourists and it didn't disappoint. Then we wanted to check out the famous and iconic train street, a tourist hotspot and maybe even a tourist trap, but it's worth spending a little bit of time taking some pictures and having a nice coffee or drink along the railroad. Didn't have time to wait around for a train to pass because we had booked a street food tour. And since we were the only ones that booked this tour, it was just us and our guide Min, and he did such an amazing job showing us around all the narrow streets and all the amazing traditional local dishes. We tasted so many awesome things that you'll just have to wait until the Hanoi street food tour video is out on our channel, so keep an eye out for that.
So we are at Halong Bay today, the most iconic nature spot, I think, of Vietnam. And this is the place in the north where they have all the little rock formations, all the little islands.
The day in Halong Bay started with us getting on our boat for the next 24 hours.
Okay. This is a cute room in Halong Bay for the night. And we have a bedroom, a bathroom as well, right? Private. It looks really big.
Oh, there's even a rain shower.
Oh, really? They have a rain shower. Well, hello.
Hi.
Let's look out of the window. Can you open the curtain, Tim?
It's quite big.
Open the curtain. Open the curtain.
A lot bigger than on my sailing trip I did.
We don't have a view yet because we're still in the harbor.
Okay.
But, yeah. Oh. But there will be.
It's raining.
Yeah. We don't have the best weather.
Hey, open it?
But it is what it is.
Oh, you can open it. Yeah, like in the water.
I can shove you out of the boat tonight. That's nice.
Please don't.
We got off the boat at T-Top Island, as did many other tourists. But it is one of the most beautiful spots to get off board, because there you can climb all the way to the top of one of those mountains to get a perfect view over the whole area. But you'll have to queue up to go all the way up. But it's worth it. The day ended with a perfect dinner on board and even some karaoke. Unfortunately, there's no footage of the karaoke, but maybe that's for the better. The next morning, we visited a beautiful cave, and then the time had come to say goodbye to this really beautiful area. And it was time to head back to Hanoi for our last 1.5 day here in Vietnam. On our last day in Hanoi, we visited some of the city's highlights, including St. Joseph's Cathedral, a really interesting Catholic church. And another highlight was the Temple of Literature, a really stunning temple complex with lush green gardens, ponds, and so much to see. Unfortunately, that's it for our amazing 3-week adventure from the south to the north of Vietnam. Subscribe right now to our channel because there will be so many more videos on Vietnam, like the best food to have, the best things to do in the separate cities. You're going to love it all. And now, for us it's time to scout for a new destination for our next adventure. We want to say thanks for watching this video and we'll see you very soon. Bye!